So today we are starting our polity, and we have our class 8th, which is social and political life part 3, and the first chapter is Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution. So the first question which arises is the Indian Constitution. Why do we need a constitution? Why do a country needs a constitution? So the first thing, constitution, it contains basic laws that will help into the governance of the country. It contains ideal types, how the government will be formed, what type of a government will be formed, what will be the administrative institutions, and how people will participate in the making of law. So the first thing, it lays down central ideas that form the kind of country we want. A kind of society. It forms the basis, kind of society. They are the ideals that helps in the formation of kind of societies. They contain some ideals. That is, some objectives. The second point is, what will be the political system of the country? Political system. So the kind of political system we want. Political system. As India is a representative democratic. India is a democratic. And what kind of a democratic it is? Indirect democracy. That is, the country is ruled by the representatives of the people. So the third is, we need a constitution to save ourselves. There are certain rules which every citizen, every institution, every government office, everything within the geographical area or territorial area of the country has to follow, so that neither of the sections dominate over the other. It is basically an example. A minority should not be dominated by the majority. So constitution helps in. So now coming to the Indian Constitution, the first is key features. What are the key features? Constituted by the drafting committee headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, completed in 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. So the first will be federalism. As you all know, India is a vast country, just as the size of a subcontinent. So federalism is the relations between the central and the state. India is a union of state. India has different states, so it is called federations. The state doesn't have the right to cede from the center, and it is not, and the state doesn't have an agreement with the center. Second is parliamentary form. Parliamentary form is, the government is responsible to the people. The government or the executive is responsible to the parliament. That is, as long as the executive holds majority in the Lok Sabha, it is in the government. If it loses the majority, then it has to withdraw. Separation of power. There are 3 wings of union government. 3 wings. That is, legislative, which makes law; executive, which executes law; and the third is judiciary, which supervises the law. And judiciary is the custodian of the Constitution of India. So this Constitution assigns different powers to these three different bodies, and they keep a check and balance on each other. So that is what you call the doctrine of separation of powers. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. They are the rights of the citizens of India, and some rights are for every person in India, whether he is a citizen or not, against the arbitrary action of the state. They have some basic rights. So that are called fundamental rights. They put restriction on the state. That is, some are negative in character, some are positive in character. And in sub portion of fundamental rights, they are DPSP. They are the morals the state should keep in mind while framing the law. That is, they are instruments of instructions. They are guiding principles, beacon lights. That is, their provision should be kept in mind while framing the law. Next is fifth, secularism. The Indian secularism is defined as the state treats all religion equally, and it doesn't interfere in any religion, but to eradicate evil practices the state enters. Like for eradicating untouchability, the state intervened by framing Protection of Civil Rights 1955. When Jani's fasting procession was there, the state intervened for this. So the Indian state of secularism is, it doesn't favor any particular religion, it treats all the religion equally. It is a positive concept because the state doesn't alienates itself from the religion. So this is our chapter 1. Thank you. So now we will be having our next chapter. This is chapter 2, secularism. As we have ended our previous chapter on secularism. So again, what is secularism? The Indian model of secularism says that the state doesn't have any religion, but it will protect every religion equally. It is a positive concept, unlike the Western, which separates religion and state from each other. The state doesn't interfere into the religion, and religion doesn't interfere into the state. So why there is a question why it is important to separate religion from the state? Because India is a very diverse country, and religion is an important factor. Religion is important in a person's life. So if religion is involved in the administration of a country, it will produce coercion. That is, one religion will coerce on the other, or the religion which is in majority will coerce on the minority. So as to balance this, India has adopted the secularism. India has adopted the positive model of secularism. So again, the next topic is Indian secularism. The first point will be no religion dominate on the other. That is, no religion doesn't dominate on the other. All are equal. Second, some members of the religion do not dominate on the other members of the religion. Some members do not dominate that is intra-religion domination, and this is inter-religion domination. Non-inter-religion domination, non-intra-religion domination. The state does not enforce any particular religion and doesn't take away the freedom of individuals. Like, everybody has the right to profess his religion, to propagate his religion, but without coercion. Anybody can profess, propagate, promote his religion. That is one of the fundamental rights in our country. And how it does it? First, the state distances itself from religion. That is, the state does not involve in the affairs of the religion if it is positive. If it is some disability, then the state will interfere. It prevent domination, that the majority should not dominate on the minorities, or the minority should not dominate on the majorities. Third, domination, eradicating domination or removing domination from interference by, like, untouchability. Like, state intervene by framing a law. Article 17 of the FR, that is fundamental right, says abolition of untouchability in any form. So the state, while framing the law, has interfered in the religion to remove untouchability by framing Civil Rights Act, Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. Some interventions can be in the form of support also, like Article 29, 30 to Article 29, basically to establish their own religious institutions for the minorities. So the Indian religion works on different ways to prevent religious domination by giving some fundamental rights, that is Article 25 to 28. They are individual. Article 25 and 26 are individual, 26 and 27 and 28 are social, that is societal article, 29 and 30, that is for the minorities. And these fundamental rights are judiciable in nature. They can, if a person feels that his fundamental rights are violated, he can directly approach to the Supreme Court of India. So this is our chapter 2. Thank you so much.